Guys, we'll start in a couple of minutes. We're just waiting for some more people to join in. Okay, guys, I guess we'll get started while people join in. So thank you very much for everyone for joining the webinar today. I think it's a great pleasure for us to have with us Rutuja Kagwade, who is a strategic partner manager at Meta, and Ashad Jusawala, vice president and business head at Interact. And they both are joining us live from the Meta office. So thank you so much, guys, for doing this for the community. I think WhatsApp has been a very critical channel for most of us building D2C brands, and a webinar on to understand how does click to WhatsApp ads can help us, in the current scheme of things, will be extremely helpful. So to get these things rolling out, I wanted to begin with a quick question. So Rutuja, acquiring new customers is a massive challenge for brands today. So how is CTWA solving it for businesses today? What makes them different from other ad platforms running today on the Meta universe?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great question. Firstly, thank you for having me here. It's great pleasure to be able to talk to all the brands of D2C Insider, and also to people who've taken the time out to join on an evening. So basically, Kshitij, I'm going to talk about this, through my presentation. It will answer some of those questions. But having said that, right, I think one question at WhatsApp we kept hearing from businesses was, WhatsApp has such a big presence. Almost every person in India who is on the internet is on WhatsApp. About over 500 million users use WhatsApp on a daily basis. But the thing that was missing always on WhatsApp was the acquisition, right? You could do in the funnel the consideration and the purchase journey, basically like mid funnel and down and bottom funnel was possible, but just the top funnel, which was acquisition, was always missing. And I think with your other formats, which are like website and app, I think most businesses had kind of used all tactics available to them already. And that's when the whole format of a click to WhatsApp ad came into a picture, right? Which is, it's basically like any other ad format. The only difference is, instead of taking the user to a website or an app, it takes you through the third channel, which we call WhatsApp, which is as good as, a website or an app presence for a business. And that's basically why the whole journey of click to WhatsApp started. And it's something that, even Mark talks about it now in our quarterly earnings, because we were seeing such growth there. And I really feel businesses should leverage it and build this out as the third channel, and see great, ROI as well. That answers your question, but if there's something detailed, I can just quickly jump into my presentation as well.
Yes, let's get going on that. I have put in a query to our attendees that they can put up their questions in the Q&A section, and once we complete the presentations, we'll take that up.
Okay, awesome, sounds good. So if you could move to the next slide. Okay, so before I jump into it, right, first a little on the problem we are working to solve. The most common digital performance marketing programs today, they use ads and other marketing tactics to, drive people to a website where they hope they will convert, as in they'll either make a purchase or a transaction. Now, this journey works for businesses, but can be inefficient by nature, which combined with the whole cookie deprecation and other privacy regulations due to iOS, what we've seen is, and I think most brands will also attest to it, that customer acquisition costs have risen exorbitantly in the past few years. Websites, for example, are abandoned at a very high rate, from when people first land and up to 40% bounce immediately, even to a later when a visitor loads a cart or enters a checkout flow and then still abandons before converting. So if they abandon a website, marketers have a few tricks up their sleeves, right, to get them back. Either retarget them with digital ads, for example, or send them an email or SMS campaign, things like that. But lately, what has happened is these tactics have become less effective because consumers have just learned how to tune them out, right? Because they're constantly bombarded with marketing in our digital first age. So even if, they do manage to get people back to the website, it's the same self-serve experience they abandoned the last time. So what is happening is marketers end up spending lots of money to get people back to the place they abandoned, only for them to abandon again. So more or less money is spent to retarget, and the cycle continues until they convert or ignore you long enough or opt out of marketing completely. So this cycle is barely tenable now, and will be less so as like consumers evolve. So, that's the reason why we're kind of, evolving with the times. Now, talking about like the multiple stages, right? Like performers, marketers tend to approach this problem by, optimizing individual touch points for either small gains in conversion rate between tactics and channels. But examining a typical journey, as displayed on the slide, optimizing individual touch points can only deliver so much value when the journey itself is fragmented. And for more involved purchase decisions, right, which require a lot more like deep involvement, people who need help on the website, maybe they have a question or they encounter an error, they don't have a simple way to basically get it. Nobody in this day and age wants to call into an IVR and, take time out of their life to really sit and like wait to like get answers. Web chat doesn't really work well on mobile phones, where most traffic comes from, email takes too long to match expectations, and, the TAT is just too high. So for one-on-one remarketing tactics, the best channels many businesses have currently are either email or SMS. Both, as we already know, have very limited open rates, lower response rates, and no opportunity for real engagement. Basically, people can't respond directly, but instead are just pushed back into the same website. So what are we doing here? We at WhatsApp, we're trying to solve this by creating a persistent thread throughout this journey with our messaging apps. And when I say messaging apps, I talk about Messenger, Instagram Direct, as well as WhatsApp. But today I kind of specifically want to focus on WhatsApp itself. See, messaging conversations aren't easily abandoned like the web, where you can, once a distracted visitor forever, they navigate away from the page. Within WhatsApp, you can bring a customer back onto your site with a message. Then if you're on your site and they have a question, they can message you on WhatsApp seamlessly, and you can respond to FAQs in an automated manner, or reroute it to agents for complex inquiries. So in this sense, WhatsApp can be used hand in hand with your website to optimize your digital investments. Or you can contain more of the journey on WhatsApp itself with, like multiple features that are coming up, such as, emerging browsing, which is via extensions, and payment functionalities, which will basically ensure that the customer never has to leave WhatsApp itself. So with WhatsApp, once a person is engaged with your business by entering the conversation, they're way easier to acquire. So we have tools like, what I'm going to talk about, which is like click to message ads on Facebook and Instagram, that allow you to utilize our audience targeting capabilities to find your perfect customer and then entice them to start a conversation. If you know, on Facebook and Instagram alone, like until a couple of years ago, Instagram, let's say even in 2018, we had just about 150 million users on Instagram. But if you ask me today, that user base is almost like 400 million. So that's the amount of user base that you can basically target, bring into your WhatsApp conversation. Similarly, Facebook, right? Facebook is upwards of about 350, 400 million in India itself. So you have two massive surfaces with such a big population already, like, browsing them day in, day out. Why not use our ads targeting capabilities to basically bring that customer into this conversation? Now, once a customer is acquired, they're very easy to retain on a messaging channel. Because instead of, separate ineffective remarketing channels, you can basically re-engage them in the same thread. I personally feel there are few any other channels who are capable of driving the sticky full cycle marketing and, commerce use cases, creating this kind of efficiency. Moving to the next slide. So one of the primary advantages of WhatsApp, beyond just removing friction and, driving efficiency, is that you are evolving to your customers' expectations, particularly your younger customers. We already see about 1 billion of our users regularly messaging businesses. This is globally. Why is that? Because it aligns with a lot, not just like emerging, but even entrenched consumer trends. Firstly, messaging apps are built for mobile. So, enabling the on-the-go shopping. They don't rely on strong data connections like website to, continue to keep them going. They don't have the same content rendering and form fill issues on the small screen. And consumers can basically easily drop in and out of messaging conversations as their time allows. It's not an experience that they're tethered to, like, a web session or a phone call. Plus, additionally, messaging apps are a lot more personal, natural than other digital channels, right? Because this is something that they're used to using on a day-to-day basis. And there's always a rerouting tool, like either a human connection or a natural language processing, that kind of tool. So messaging actually reflects real relationships and ongoing, natural dialogue that happens on a regular, single, persistent thread. So moving to the next slide. Here's what it all looks like, right? So for example, when you're ready to launch your WhatsApp strategy, maybe expand from like just simple notifications or like customer service use cases into actually driving incremental growth. And if you see this particular slide, here is how you can really think about all the pieces coming together and then how they mirror those of the more conventional digital funnel that you're used to. And then we can talk about how to really integrate messaging into your existing web or app journeys, or either fully containing these journeys on messaging itself. So what we're trying to say here at WhatsApp is, use WhatsApp either as a complementary channel to your current digital strategies, which is on website or app, or maybe even think of WhatsApp as like a third channel that you want to build end to end, right? The way you would do a full funnel journey on a website, a full funnel journey on an app. Think of WhatsApp like as a third pillar where you can do that entire full funnel journey. Moving to the next slide. So now let me quickly go into the topic of the day, right? What exactly are ads that click to WhatsApp? But before that, any of you who are already familiar with WhatsApp and use the WhatsApp API and have been sending notifications, there are basically two ways to kind of communicate on WhatsApp for a customer and a business. What we internally term them as is basically a user-initiated conversation and a business-initiated conversation. So when a user reaches out to a business by themselves is what we term as a user-initiated conversation. This could be for instances such as the user wants to know details from the business, right? For example, where is my order? When is my refund coming? What kind of promotional offers are you running? Things like that are when a user would reach out to a business. A business initiated conversation is when a business sends out a notification, and which I'm assuming a lot of you in the room are already doing, which is kind of running marketing offers, marketing notifications, or just kind of sending order related updates. Moving to the next slide. So what are all the possibilities for a user initiated conversation, right? There are multiple ways for a user to send a message to you as a business. For example, let's say you have a website. On the contact us page, your official website homepage, you have like a chat plugin in the corner, right bottom corner, which the users can click on and start a conversation themselves. Or for example, if you sell products, right, like on the product packaging, you can actually have a WhatsApp QR code, which a user can scan and then kind of start a chat with your business. Or maybe on your social handles, on your Instagram handle, in your Instagram bio, you actually have a WhatsApp number, and user can basically reach out to you via that as well. Moving to the next slide. But ads that click to WhatsApp is the most scalable way for you as a business to kind of really drive tens and thousands of user initiated conversations. A couple of advantages of click to WhatsApp ads is basically it expands and optimizes the kind of users that you want to enter into your top of funnel and basically start a conversation with the business. So what exactly are ads that click to WhatsApp, right? Like I'd initially said, simply put, they're your standard ads that you see either on Facebook or Instagram. So you see these ads on the Facebook feed, Instagram feed, Facebook and Instagram stories. The only difference is when you click on this particular ad, instead of getting routed to the website of the business, you get routed to the business's WhatsApp channel. So in short, you enter into the conversation of the business's WhatsApp channel. And another similarity is the tools that you use to like target audiences on Facebook and Instagram for a click to WhatsApp ad are exactly the same for any other ad format. So for example, you would use the same techniques to kind of reach the audience, which is, identifying the right geolocation, age, gender, or if you are basically also wanting to retarget to your existing audience, you can kind of use lookalike audiences via your CRM tool and kind of target them using these ads. You can have these ads in all kinds of format. It could be an image ad, a video ad, or even a carousel where, there are multiple pictures within that ad format. And then the optimization is also similar, where in this case, you would use messages as your objective, so that the end objective of the ad would be to kind of drive more conversations. Go to the next slide. Going to spend some time quickly on certain examples of outreach strategies. What we like to suggest is to always use the combination of click to WhatsApp ad as well as WhatsApp notifications together to extend your reach. Here's like a quick snapshot of a couple of examples, right? So the first one, if you see this particular business is running a click to WhatsApp ad alone, using the standard ad targeting tools that are available for Meta ads. This particular business is using it to like basically bring completely new potential customers into their WhatsApp channel. The second use case over here is where a customer is using the combination of a click to WhatsApp ad along with notifications. This is to kind of bring existing customers back into their WhatsApp channels. So for example, let's say you as a business have about 1,000 customers sitting in your CRM. Use these customers as your lookalike audiences as into as an ad format, and then kind of retarget them using WhatsApp notifications to make sure they kind of become a purchasing customer. And lastly is basically just using WhatsApp notifications to kind of re-engage, retarget customers within the WhatsApp channel itself. To the next slide. Here's an end-to-end customer journey for a click to WhatsApp ad, right? So let me take you from point number 1 onto how this journey starts. So let's say you as a business run a click to WhatsApp ad, and a user sees this click to WhatsApp ad on Facebook, clicks on the ad, enters into the WhatsApp channel of the business. The customer then kind of interacts with the bot that is already created on the WhatsApp channel, is asked a couple of questions by the bot, basically product consultation consideration questions. The customer has a lot more in-depth questions, so then it gets transferred to a live agent. The live agent kind of replies to some of the questions that the user might have, some really consultative questions to really help the customer make a decision. And that's it. After that, the customer ends up placing an order and a purchase is made within the WhatsApp journey itself. So once the customer has already placed an order and bought a certain product, then comes the combination of the business initiated message where the business then sends an order confirmation message. So if you see point number 5, this is where the business has sent an order confirmation message to the user. A day later, the business sends another notification, which is actually a shipment notification saying that the order that they've placed has now been shipped and is on the way. 3 days later, the business sends another notification. Now, this time it is for a CSAT survey, asking the customer if they actually enjoyed the shopping experience on WhatsApp. And 2 weeks later, the business sends another notification. This is basically to kind of re-engage the customer for any cross-selling or just promoting any new product. So if you look at it, right, like here I've depicted that entire full funnel journey, which I had kind of shared with you in the first slide, which was how do you bring a net new customer into your WhatsApp channel and then kind of, go through the whole consideration purchase channel, followed by like re-engagement within the WhatsApp channel itself. Going to share a couple of, examples on like 3 use cases that maybe most of you as businesses have run into. And how do you kind of use the combination of click to WhatsApp ads with, notifications to kind of drive that for your business purpose? So So the first one would be, let's say you as a business want to kind of, generate leads. So it's basically a standard lead generation flow. So if you see over here, the example that I'm showing is a FinServ client. A lot of FinServ clients use WhatsApp, click to WhatsApp ads to kind of actually drive lead generation. So they kind of are running a click to WhatsApp ad, talking about the particular feature of that product, and then kind of also calling out that this particular ad will direct the user into the WhatsApp channel. The user enters the WhatsApp channel, is asked a couple of, questions, which kind of, validate the user as a good lead. Once the user has kind of filled all of these, details, uh, the chat gets handed over to a live agent to either talk to the customer or receive a call back. And that's primarily it. This is how the business is actually running an entire lead generation flow within WhatsApp. Then the business in the last slide kind of is reaching back out to kind of cross sell or upsell any other new product to the same customer. Moving to the next slide. This is your quintessential, retail customer that is doing an actual purchase journey, which is basically driving sales within the WhatsApp channel. So the flow looks like the business running a click to WhatsApp ad, bringing the customer into the WhatsApp channel, the customer interacting with the bot, actually going through the catalog of that particular business, because catalog integration is very much possible on WhatsApp. And then the user actually going through the catalog, selecting the product, adding it to the catalog, and then actually making a purchase. And the last example is of the user of the business actually running a loyalty use case. So similarly, let's say this is for users that are already, let's say customers of this particular business. The business has been sending notifications to the customer on WhatsApp, but in this case, the customers have not really been interacting with the business as much. So in this case, what the business does is they then use this particular data of that customer and kind of target them using click to WhatsApp ads. So when this particular user sees this click to WhatsApp ad, he clicks on it, enters into the WhatsApp channel again, and starts engaging with the customer. And this is basically your way to kind of re-engage with your existing customer and bring them back into your funnel if they've actually kind of left the funnel. So just like 3 quick examples to like help you visualize how you could combine the power of a click to WhatsApp ad with notifications, and really leverage WhatsApp as a channel to drive business outcomes for your business. And with that, I'll hand it over back to Kshitij to kind of take it forward.
Hey, thank you, Rutuja. Thank you. This is extremely insightful. And, we would now like to pass on the baton to Ashad, to take us through a little more details on how do we actually implement this and drive this. So Ashad, over to you to take this forward from here.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Kshitij. Thanks for having us here this evening. And Rutuja, thanks for the wonderful presentation. I hope the audience took away something from this presentation of yours, and I'm sure they're eager to start with launching their own click to WhatsApp ads if they haven't already. So to get started, I'm going to play you a short video. Here's a case study that we actually built out with Meta and a brand called BWT. It's a short video, but will kind of capture the essence of click to WhatsApp ads and how it really worked for them.
Earlier, our model was pretty different. We were just generating lead on Facebook and trying to connect with them, trying to convert those leads into customers. And then when we started with CDWA campaigns, the whole scenario changed. Earlier, the wait time with the leads was more than I would say 24 to 48 hours, but CDWA campaign basically provided us a new way of reaching out to these leads in time when these leads are extremely hot, where when the lead inquired, they just landed on the WhatsApp campaign, and all the information and the introductory video and everything was shared automatically, which kept the customer engaged throughout the process. So earlier our conversion rate stood at somewhere around 10 to 11%, but with the help of CDWA, it went as high as 20-21% as well. So it worked great for us, and we're looking forward to scale our campaigns on CDWA.
So you obviously heard it from the brand themselves. I hope that's inspiring. But let me just call this out, right? This is not a one-off. We've seen several brands. We worked with several brands with click to WhatsApp ads, and we've heard amazing stories in terms of brands even seeing ROAS in terms of 3x, etc., from what the other means are in terms of generating leads. Moving on, guys, my name is Ashad. I head the business at. Sorry about that. Yeah, my name is Ashad and I head the business at Interact. Right, my Interact is, of course, the geo haptic company where, part of the larger geo ecosystem. Today, Interact works with over 10,000 businesses, ranging from small scale businesses to medium, and then, of course, a lot of enterprises as well. Well, you heard Rutuja, right? Click to WhatsApp ads are obviously an amazing channel to acquire new customers, but that's just one part of the story. If you really want to do justice to your leads, like any good marketer would know, it's an entire cycle and an entire process. It's right from acquiring new customers. You really need to provide these customers with the right nurturing. If they're top of the funnel, you need to nudge them, move them down the funnel, and also, provide them with the right handholding and support whenever they need it. Having said that, at Interact, we started off as a side hustle in the year 2020. By 2021, we were at about 1,000 merchants. And, we obviously launched on a very native Shopify app, which was #1 app on Shopify in 2022. And by this year, we're at 10,000 plus merchants. So that's a little bit about Interact, and I promise not to bore you all further about this. As I said, we work with some of the largest D2C brands, 10,000, close to 10,000 of them today. And this is just a snapshot of who we work with. A couple of real life case studies again, just to highlight the importance and the benefits that brands have been seeing with WhatsApp. There's a brand called Purple Punchy. We've been working with them for a while. What they've been seeing is now 8% of their total revenue actually comes from WhatsApp orders alone. They've implemented a full WhatsApp catalog, auto checkout flow, which I'll dive deeper into very shortly. Another brand called Isaac, you might have seen them on Shark Tank. These guys, they actually saw a 15x return on campaign spends in less than 3 months. And the State Plate, of course, you've heard them and you've seen them on Shark Tank again. These guys actually saw a 40x improvement in customer engagement when they used our automation features and our agent chat features to kind of support their customers throughout their buying journey. And, as I said, right, acquiring customers is just one part of the entire puzzle. You obviously need to acquire new customers, but then equally important is to convert them and then keep them engaged with your products and with your brand, and then obviously delight them by giving them the best sort of customer support that you can provide. And at Interact, that's exactly what we're trying to do. We provide you with an end-to-end solution which kind of caters to the entire funnel, right from acquisition to conversions, and then delighting your customers, all on the WhatsApp platform. So great. So I think Rutuja touched upon this, various ways to acquire customers onto your WhatsApp business number. The most popular today are the WhatsApp widgets that you see. People have your WAMI links embedded on their Instagram profiles. You could also have a QR code, as she mentioned, on your product packaging. And then, of course, the new kid in town, right? Click to WhatsApp ads. So, what we do at Interact for click to WhatsApp ads specifically is basically provide you with an enhanced dashboard and an enhanced analytical view of how your campaigns are doing. So we hook you up with the Facebook advertising manager, and we add a layer of intelligence to it. And we can tell you exactly where your customers are dropping off in the funnel while they're asking questions, while they're going through the flow, etc. We also show you what sort of ROAS your campaigns are delivering. These stats are not readily available on the Facebook manager because WhatsApp is end-to-end encrypted, and obviously that data isn't available with Meta either. But yeah, so on the Interact dashboard, you're able to define what your custom goals are for these click to WhatsApp ads. It could be a order shipped event. It could be an order placed event. It could just be a workflow and a lead generation culminating. So that's how we help you. We also let you define your attribution window, correct? And also just to kind of give you a fair idea of how your campaigns are doing against your regular thing, we'll let you configure how you would typically be spending on your other campaigns. So that's about the acquisition part of it. So once customers are into the funnel, you obviously want to work on converting them. So typically the best practices that we've seen brands employing when a new lead comes into them via click to WhatsApp ad is to enable an automated workflow, right? This could be a lead generation or a lead qualification flow. It could be an appointment booking flow in case you're taking appointments, or it could even be a catalog flow. At Interact, we make this super simple. We have pre-built workflows. These are obviously configurable, but just the nature of the pre-built workflows make it really quick and time to value in order to get up and running really fast. So what do these workflows do exactly? Let me walk you through them very quickly. So as you can see, right, these workflows will, ask the users a series of questions when they land on your WhatsApp number. They'll help you qualify them. So in case of a lead generation workflow, you'll be able to ask the user's interest, if he's interested in your services, etc. In case of an appointment booking workflow, you could also ask them for their preferred date, time for appointments. And here we also have an example of a edtech company doing a new student registration. What workflows typically do is help you qualify the lead and remove the junk, right? And then you can now focus on the leads that are really interested in your offering or your service. But that's not all, right? Like you also, for the leads that are not converting immediately, you probably want to nurture them. And of course, if you're a D2C brand, we also have an auto checkout workflow. Now, what this auto checkout workflow does is makes it really seamless and really easy to get up and running. It, in fact, gives you an entire, I'm not sure how many of you all have seen the JioMart type of experience, which, Haptic had built out for JioMart, of course. But we try to bring that exact same experience in the hands of every small business as well, right? We have an out-of-the-box workflow. We let you customize some messaging. But what this really does is when the person comes within your WhatsApp channel, we show him your catalog. Once he adds products to his cart, we ask him a series of leading questions on his preferred delivery mode, his, if he's okay to go in for cash on delivery, online payment, etc., and actually help complete the entire transaction on WhatsApp itself. So at Interact, of course, we also offer a dashboard where you have a multi-agent chat feature, right? So you can have multiple agents simultaneously communicating with your end customers. This panel also offers an assisted selling panel. So when you're working with a platform like Shopify, we automatically sync your products. Now, what this does, in fact, is allows you to curate a set of products while you're chatting with the customer and send it out to them during a live chat session. Again, I'm going to play you a 30-second video of a brand called Zeme. Let's see what they're doing in this regards.
The interface is very good. So it's a very easy self-serve platform that we got. Since then, actually, we've used Interact for everything for our business. We've also added automation at certain points in our process. And that's been very easy. So we use it for our promotions. Whenever we roll out mass promotions, there we need certain replies to be sent to customers, discount codes being sent to customers. So we've built our own use is the catalogs. That has helped us quite a bit because we're able to now showcase our entire product range without people moving out of WhatsApp as the platform. And we do get purchase interest also through this feature. One of the key things that has happened since we moved to Interact is our customer satisfaction scores. They have more than doubled. And another big improvement has been the response time, which used to be more than 2 hours before we moved to Interact. That is reduced to 10 minutes now.
So you heard it right. I guess there's no replacement for great customer support, right? So, and Interact just makes it really easy with our automated replies, our auto replies to frequently asked questions, etc. We make it really easy to automate your support process to a certain extent. And then, of course, agents can jump in at any given point of time to take the conversations ahead. Great. So now you've converted a user, you've set up your automated checkout workflow, your users have bought your product. What next, right? You need to definitely keep them engaged and re-engaged and keep at top of mind with them. And that's how, at Interact, we also help you with campaigns. You can send out promotional campaigns. Let me also, just mention one thing out here, right? A lot has been said about marketing campaigns, etc. On WhatsApp typically. And it's, it's really fascinating how even at this day and age, people are just using WhatsApp as a one-way channel to run marketing campaigns. It's honestly a lot more than that, right? What you need to do is you really need to treat your users with respect. You need to take their opt-in, not spam them. And the key to any successful promotional campaign is, of course, personalization and segmentation and, targeting the right cohorts. Again, we make this really easy. At Interact, we provide you with the ability to segment your orders based on their past behavior, their user traits, etc., and send them just the relevant offering at the right time. In the same fashion, upsells are also made possible, and that just helps you in basically improve your CAC in the long run. Out here, what you're seeing is a example of a promotional campaign, a transactional alert, and then obviously an order placed flow as well. Yeah, I'm just walking you through again an example of a partner that we work with, Ustara. All right, what they've done is they've set up an automated flow on WhatsApp again. Out here, they ask a user. They have a menu pre-built with a few options. When someone clicks on, say, stop hair fall, for example, they again ask them a few more questions, and that's how they're using it to qualify their lead and reach out to the right audience. Similarly, with Grow It, they use vernacular as a medium, really effective for the target market that they're going with, but same thing, right? They showcase a product collection, they walk the customers through the journey in a very automated way until it results in a sale. So at Interact, our dashboard also automatically tags all the leads that have come in from the click to WhatsApp ads. This means retargeting of these leads is really super simple now, right? All you need to do is apply the filter of all leads that came in through click to WhatsApp ads, and you can start your drip campaigns and nudges on WhatsApp right from within the panel itself.
Latest drop, which was our mango collection, we sent out WhatsApp notifications to our guests who had previously bought the mango collection as well, may it be last year. In just one WhatsApp message, we were able to get 100 orders, which resulted in around 1.6 lakhs of sales for us, which was generated in the matter of just 3 hours.
Some of you would be familiar with the Bombay Sweet Shop. Essentially, it's luxury mithai shop, right? It's an online D2C brand. And you heard it from the man himself. A single WhatsApp campaign that they did resulted in a couple of lakhs of sales within 30 minutes. These are the sort of stories that inspire us at Interact to strive and do better and to improve our product and our feature offering as well. Great. So now you've obviously kept your customers engaged, kept it at top of mind with them. And now what is time for delighting them, right? And as I mentioned before, delight comes when you offer great customer support, of course. It's not always easy to manage customer support on WhatsApp, given if you have too many customers, there's obviously a lot of noise, a lot of messages coming in, etc. What we do for that is, of course, offer you a shared team inbox, which means that you can now have multiple agents logged into a single WhatsApp number. You can transfer chats between these agents. We also provide features of quick replies, etc., that make it easy for your agents to respond. And then obviously we offer you, as I mentioned earlier, the frequently asked questions, right? You can automate that as well. We have a very powerful analytical dashboard, which will give you a glimpse of the conversations that you're having with your customers, how long you took to resolve them, and all your basic metrics that you'd want to this. In fact, you can go one level deeper and also get analytics about how each agent of yours is performing. Here's a glimpse of the custom auto replies that I mentioned. You could configure a list of questions because we all know that, about 80% of queries coming in from merchants are repetitive in nature, and you don't want to waste time typically answering to these questions over and over again. Hence, we offer you a FAQ list message, which is nothing but an IVR sort of menu on WhatsApp, which allows you to auto-program or rather program your messages in advance, which would make support much easier and better for your customers. And then we have, once you've done with the entire process, you're working with your customers, you'd love to get their feedback, right? That's where one of our automated feedback workflows can come in handy. You can send the notification out to your customers who purchased your product, ask them for feedback, and the ones that give you great feedback, you could even redirect them back to Judge Me or Google reviews, etc., to get them to leave a rating and review. Again, a short video from one of our brands, the Design Cart. Let's hear what they have to say on how they've been using Interact and WhatsApp and how it's been working for them.
Three key standout features which I have at least not seen on other platforms. The first one is catalog sale messages. Now, these messages enable your customer to experience your website on WhatsApp without ever exiting WhatsApp. So essentially what's happening is customer को बहुत relevant catalog जाता है जिसमें उनका interest है on their WhatsApp, and then they can place an order right there on WhatsApp. The second important feature that I felt was super helpful especially for my support team, was the shared team inbox, where you can align tickets to different departments in your company so that customer experience never gets sacrificed. And the third one, which we've just started experimenting with, our CTWA messages, which have also started giving very, very good results. All of this is on autopilot mode. All we need to do is set up some rules initially and let the rules flow. If I were to give you some numbers, our retention rate month on month has gone up by 30% over the last 6 months consistently. And I'm very happy to say today that Interact alone has become a sizable marketing channel for us and contributes 20% to our top line.
Okay, so you believe me now, right? I'm not making these stats up. You're hearing it from the brands themselves. There's obviously merit to it. So while we're on the topic of click to WhatsApp ads, we have a very special offer running for you right now. All you need to do is sign up on the Interact platform and get started with your first click to WhatsApp ad campaign, and we will reimburse your first campaign up to 4,000 rupees that you run on click to WhatsApp and Interact. Awesome, and that brings us close to the end of our thing. Just to reiterate, Interact is the all-in-one product built on the WhatsApp business framework. We help you from end to end in your customer journey, right from helping you qualify your leads, getting new leads on the platform, sharing your products at scale via catalogs, automating some part of your business communication, helping you segment your customers and personalizing broadcasts, and then obviously, managing and monitoring your campaign analytics and your shared team inbox to collaborate and offer better support to your customers. Before I forget, we also integrate with some of the most popular e-stores, CRMs, and platforms that are in the market, thus making it super simple and out of the box to get started with. We're also present on Android and iOS as companion apps, so you can take your messaging and your communication on the go. And for anyone who's not tried an end-to-end commerce journey, I would strongly urge you all to take an end-to-end drive with the GeoMart experience that was built by us as well. Awesome, and that brings me to the end of my presentation, Kshitij. Up for any questions from the audience.
Hey, thank you, Ashad. I think it was extremely detailed in terms of how do we best utilize the platform given by WhatsApp and the entire universe of Meta. I think a lot of questions have been answered while the presentation was going on from Rupak from your team. So I think he's done a fantastic job because there were about 13 to 14 questions that came up, which have all been answered by him. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take a pause for a couple of minutes and we'll open it up for more questions as they come in. And then I'll keep talking to you on that. Yes, so I have the first question. The first question is by Sanjana. She's asking that can we track ROAS and revenue from CTWA ads?
Yes, absolutely, Sanjana. You can actually track the ROAS because, as I mentioned earlier, we built up a dashboard that sits on top of all leads that come from click to WhatsApp on your WhatsApp business number. We ask you to sign into your ad account right from the dashboard, and we correlate those ads, and you're able to define the end goals as well that you would like to see the conversion for, or track the conversion for, including the attribution window, right? So very possible to check the ROAS on your ads once you hook up your click to WhatsApp ads with the Interact platform.
Got it. The next one is from Shubham. He's asking that, in case of abandoned or recovered order links, which are sent to the customers directly for Shopify checkouts, will that also work in case of other checkouts? Like, let's say if they are checking out via Simple as a payment gateway, will that work for those cases as well?
Sure. So the way, Interact works is there are two components to it, right? Like we either have an out-of-the-box integration, which we have with platforms like Shopify, WooCommerce, etc. If you're using or even for a matter of fact, Razorpay, Magic Checkout, and other platforms that we've already integrated with, I don't believe we have Simple integrated yet. But if an event can be fired from Simple Zen via APIs and we have that data, there's nothing stopping us from sending out a abandoned cart message.
I think that's more on the WhatsApp universe overall.
Sorry, I think you broke out there, Kshitij. Could you repeat what you just said?
Yeah. Ashad, am I audible to you now?
Yeah, much better.
Yeah. So I was asking, Karthik is asking that is there a bulk upload of catalog available on WhatsApp?
Yeah, absolutely there is, in fact. So a couple of ways to sync your catalog on WhatsApp. Of course, if you're, as I said, a Shopify WooCommerce merchant, we make it a one-click process. You just need to install the plugin, click a button, and your inventory gets synced up. If the other options are, of course, you can go on your Facebook Business Manager and upload your catalog from the business catalog section. And we also have a panel within our a catalog builder within our platform. You can upload your products in bulk. You can go and edit them, etc., just to build out your catalog.
Got it. Savya is asking, can we share product as per customer request, or do they have to view the whole catalog? Can we trigger it using specific keywords?
Yeah, so Rutuja's going to take that.
That's a great question. I can quickly take a stab at answering it. The question's gone now, but I think the question was basically, does the user need to go through the entire catalog, or can basically they just show the exact catalog that was visible on the ad? So currently the way the feature that we have available is when the user clicks on the particular ad, enters into the chat flow, he enters into the chat funnel and has to kind of navigate through the entire catalog that the business currently has on WhatsApp and then select the product, because so far the journeys have been like where the user prefers to kind of look through the entire catalog. Having said that, this is a feedback that we've gotten from businesses where they want a similar experience like web, right? Where, for example, the ad shows a certain product, and when they click on that particular ad, it takes them to that particular product display page. So we have a feature coming up. We should look at launching that maybe towards the end of this year. We call it click to catalog. So basically, when the ad shows that particular product, when the user clicks on that ad, they get redirected into WhatsApp directly to the catalog itself of that particular, product that was shown. Hope that answers.
I'll just add to this quickly, right? So in context to Interact, when you're syncing your products from, say, Shopify, we also import the collections that you might have built. We also allow you to reorder and select which products you want to showcase. So it's not necessary that your entire catalog has to be made available. You could handpick and you can group and create a custom collection that you want to showcase. The other option is while you're chatting with your customers and, say they request for variety in blue shirts, right? You could curate a custom collection and send out just 5 items as a product list message so that it's much easier for them to browse, etc. I hope that answered your question.
Thank you, Ashad. Ashad, the next question is an interesting one. It says that, how do you help us integrate our WhatsApp communities to be nurtured in a personal way? Is that a possibility? I run a mom community and they are my perfect TG. Don't know how to ensure they become a part of my leads directly for my business.
I think Rucha will take that because WhatsApp APIs don't currently support groups and communities, but I think there might be something coming up in the near future. She'll be in a better place to answer that.
So that's a great question. Unfortunately, we do not currently have the capability to, automate communities via an API or like an external, integration. Communities is a native product for WhatsApp, and from what I'm aware, it will continue to be a native product, which means that you can still build out like your audience on WhatsApp and kind of use features such as broadcast, admin related tools to kind of build that similar community and kind of have that perfect like the Facebook group experience on like WhatsApp community as well. From what I understand from your question is you say they are your perfect TG, but don't know how to ensure they become a part of my leads directly for my business. In that case, I think if you already like are interacting with them on like a regular basis, I think it's just about sharing your business, right? Because if you're nurturing that community, you may have their phone numbers and you can probably use those phone numbers to create a click to WhatsApp ad, use them as lookalike audiences and kind of target them to see that ad on Facebook and Instagram. However, once they click on an ad, they'll end up into their private chats versus into the community. So there will be a little bit of a difference there. But there is a possibility. I mean, once you have their phone numbers, you can use that to kind of, target them using click to WhatsApp.
Got it. Thank you, Rutuja. The next question is, as mentioned by Rutuja in one of the slides, I think Rutuja, this is directed to you. We need to exclude the opt-in users. What does that mean? Also, what does it mean to get someone to opt into WhatsApp?
Yeah, that's a good question. So when a user sees a click to WhatsApp ad, clicks on that ad and enters into the WhatsApp conversation, they're basically chatting with your business, trying to understand what you do, what you sell, and basically interacting with the bot that you've built out, right? What we see is a good practice to kind of follow is in the same bot journey to also have an option to kind of get opt-in from the user to reach out to them at a later point in time. And what does that opt-in basically mean is if you as a business wants to send them any promotional campaigns, basically sending them notifications, telling them about a new product or a sale or any kind of, 1+1 offer that you're running, you're pretty much, retargeting that user. I think we all have been like complaining about spam on WhatsApp, like a lot of businesses reaching out to you. Sometimes, you probably don't know when you kind of, gave your number to the business to reach out to, reach out to them. So what we are saying is as a hygiene, measure, just make sure you also get opt-in from that particular user so that, when they receive a notification from you, they're not shocked or surprised as to why they're getting a message, and they basically remember that they let you reach out to them in a later point in time.
Got it. Thank you, Rutuja. We'll just take up the last two questions. The question is from Pritha. She's asking does automated messages work with Facebook and Instagram as well?
Hey, Pritha, I'm assuming that you're talking about the auto replies that we showcase for WhatsApp, right? So currently we do not support FB and Insta, but hopefully we'll have that soon for you.
Yeah, got it. Guys, I have a question, and I would like to address this question to the both of you. In lieu of the current festivities coming up in India, I want to just, pick your brains on what would be the potential suggestions that we could take up, and how to leverage WhatsApp to its fullest potential.
That's a super good question and like a super relevant question. Actually, just earlier today, we kind of actually did a festive, festive webinar for some of our clients and as well as, partners, to basically guide them through what they can do to kind of, really leverage WhatsApp now that the festive season is coming in. So there's a lot of like content already available. What I can do is I can probably share that with Kshitij and they can kind of then circulate it with like the D2C insider community. And it's basically like a ready reckoner of like things that you can leverage from, let's say, click to WhatsApp ads to like the WhatsApp API to how do you really build out journeys and notifications to make sure you're engaging your, audience and your customer base really well. So we do have like a festive starter kit that we've built, keeping in mind the Indian consumer and keeping in mind the Indian festive season. So maybe I can share that with you, Kshitij, later on, and you can circulate it with your community.
That will be extremely helpful. I think this is the time of the year when all of us as D2C brands typically see a 2 to 2.5x growth in our businesses. And we would want to leverage all the mediums available to make the full usage of this. So I think with that, we come to an end with the webinar, and we've also, we are bang on time. But thank you so much, Rutuja, for taking out the time. I think, one thing that I can tell you for sure is that when the community gets an opportunity to speak with someone from Meta, they really like it, because Facebook and the entire Meta universe ends up contributing to a large chunk of D2C brands revenue. So I think thank you so much for doing this. And at the same time, thank you so much, Ashad, for coming together and taking the entire community through different avenues available today on the WhatsApp universe, and how can we make the best usage of that. So thank you, guys. And thank you, of course, to the lovely audience for joining us. It's been a pleasure. And I hope the last 1 hour has been extremely insightful. This webinar had been live casted on YouTube as well as LinkedIn. So you will have the recordings available on there. So please check out in case you want to go back to any particular slide. And thank you so much, everybody, for joining in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you.